My name is Scott Johnson. I'm VP of Enterprise Engineering with Intercontinental Hotels Group. So I have my domain of influence ranges from mainframe to the cloud. So I have a hefty amount of technical debt that I'm carrying around, but the future looks pretty bright. A little bit about who we are. So for those of you who don't know, we are the world's largest hotel company by number of rooms. We have over 4,500 properties worldwide in 100 different countries, and some globally recognized brands from Holiday Inn, Intercontinental, Hotel Indigo, Holiday Inn Express, Staybridge, Candlewood, Crown Plaza, and also the world's largest loyalty system and Party Club Rewards. So that's a little bit about our organization. So I was going through pulling some pictures together for this. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about our journey. I was a Lego fan as a kid, so this kind of made the best evolution for us. There was a hefty chunk of people inside Intercontinental Hotels that very much embraced the cloud. So we have a crazy dichotomy, as I said, of mainframe legacy stuff to very forward-facing cloud technology. So it wasn't ever a battle inside IHG of, will we go cloud? That was very much readily accepted. So what we definitely had on our journey, as I'll give you a little bit of an overview and go through in detail, was pretty fascinating. So it was predetermined we would go cloud for the right use cases as they came along. And it's a little bit surreal for me being up here because I can remember, as I'm going to talk to you about, in January we did our best Animal House impression and said, hey, we need to do a road trip. Let's go from the East Coast and come out to Silicon Valley and let's go see as many companies as we can, see what's really going on, go meet with them face to face in their home environment, see what's happening from mainstream companies like EMC, Cisco. We went to Google, went to Amazon, we met with RightScale, Eucalyptus, several others. We did about 18 different companies in 5 days, so it was heavy drinking along the evenings of that, but we had a lot of fun as that happened, and then went to the Cloud Expo in June. So I was sitting in the audience like many of you guys are and ladies in June thinking, wow, I was pushing Josh as hard as I can. We were doing a POC with RightScale, and we pushed that as long as we could as we were playing, so we probably took a little advantage of that, so I appreciate RightScale being flexible as we went through that process. And then we actually went live with our first cloud-based deployment, which I'm going to talk about in a moment, pretty quickly. So once development got us back involved on the operations engineering side in a 4-week period of time, I can't say 4 hours as some other people had. I think there's some reality we went to in our organization in 4 weeks, getting back engaged with the RightScale tool. We were able to go live, and it was a huge success for our business. So as I mentioned, we had 2 huge use cases we were looking at public commodity cloud for. One was a targeted consumer website, and the other was a global training environment. Both of them had some very unique characteristics that played well to the cloud. And the one I'm going to talk about a little bit is the first one, which is the consumer website that we release. Challenges. So as we did our journey out here, what we came back with is many different delivery models, very different solution sets and orchestration tools. It's a very immature market and growing. We also have a very talented development organization inside IHG who wanted to roll their own. Why use any tool? We're just going to write it ourselves. We're going to do the Amazon console. We're going to hit APIs. We don't need anyone from engineering and operations. And as many of you know, development is probably not 100% of hitting all their deadlines and delivery dates. So we started getting the calls again and wanting to work with us as things got pressed. This was a new website that they were developing from the ground up. It was sessionless and doing a lot of nice things with it, and they were heavily focused on delivering the business value where I believe they should be. They reached out to us. There were a lot of concepts thrown around, as you hear in the cloud, of auto-scaling all this, and again, they were wanting to write everything themselves, but got lost a little bit in dealing with the functionality needed to deliver. The fact we'd been working with RightScale, playing with that, we were able to be engaged at the table, as well as have solutions to help enable what needed to be done. I'm going to cover a little bit of that as we go through. So, when we were here at the challenges, there were the puppet chef arguments, there was development emails going around where, hey, we never need engineering or operations, we do it all on AWS and we're all on our own. At the end of the day, we all just feel like we need to hug a tree. We all need to work a little bit better together. So we embraced and I can't take credit for this, it's my boss's comment, which I do think is pretty funny, we embraced the ops dev model. I don't think it's too late to say that there is life in the operations organizations, and I think operations organization, as my previous speaker put, is moving up the stack. I think there's a lot of value and a lot of history that the operations and engineering organizations bring to the table and need to continue to push up the stack and can add value. And that's a couple of things I just wanted to cover here quickly. We'll talk about infrastructure automation. When we jumped in, and with the tight timeline looming, we went all in RightScale. So we all went in with server templates. We went through that. Our goals, and my chief architect's here with me, was we don't want people to have to ever touch the machines. It should be dynamically provisioned. You don't need to touch it at all. It needs to be automated completely. And we achieved that. I'm not going to lie that there were some tools in the community place that helped us as far as HA proxy and things like that, which I'm going to cover in a minute, which was definitely saved some time. But as my architect put it, which was a fantastic way, making our first templates, and maybe we should sit in on your session, was somewhat like circa 1980, that we would make some changes, you would launch it, it didn't work, you got to go back and do it again. And I'm beating Jason up profusely, like, why is this taking forever? And he's like, it's just slow, so maybe there's some things we can learn there. But at the end of the day, we got it done, and once we got that legwork finished, then launching subsequent instances was fantastic and easy. So tailing on to that, I know a lot of talk, and there has been, about the RightScale Monitoring platform. So there's some really good features in that. Some of those that we tagged into, CPU, memory usage, and also custom application metrics. So what we were able to do as a development team was focusing on getting the content and stuff right. By bringing this to the table, what we were able to do, and the great monitoring here, which also provided help to our development team, we worked on the auto-scaling triggers. So we did all the auto-scaling for this website through the RightScale platform, not on our application code. And so I think that's a decent little, I don't know, it was nice to bring to the table from the engineering and operations side. It helped us achieve what we needed. And I know even when I was sitting here 6 months ago, you hear about auto-scaling, you hear about those things, but to actually see it working and show the business and have that working, I'm stupid management, but I had a lot of fun with grinder scripts and created my own arrays and pretty much created a pretty good denial of service attack on our own website for fun. And then when you see the graphs like this and see the results of auto-scaling, seeing it work in person, seeing it work for our website was fantastic. I mean, it really helped us meet our business deadline, which is critical, as we all know today. And you talk about shadow IT, you talk about that the business now could, you're getting a generation of very technical savvy business users who could go out to the cloud and do their own thing and launch complete applications without IT ever being aware of it. And that's stuff that we face today. But at the end of the day, this was a fantastic result for us, very smooth loading, and you can see from the traffic distribution on some of the tests, it worked fantastically. So it's been a very good experience for us. So just wanted to give you guys a little bit of overview and flavor of our journey and how we approached it. And corporate comms has me on somewhat of a short leash, so off the grid I can have some interesting conversations with you, and so can Jason, who's here with me, about some things we went through and also stuff in our organization. But again, this is a picture of our final product. Definitely go out and hit any of our commercial sites and take a look at it. And thank you.